What's going on, real ones? It's Ryan back at it again with another awesome vid, part two of reviewing the Mustang. And I'm currently at my dad's house because I'm moving, so I'm gonna be here for 2 weeks because I have a 2 week gap between my leases. And much better. Well, I kind of liked being next to the highway, but it's a lot better house anyway. So yeah, let's get into the review. All right, so we're in the Mustang, and as it stands, I got 859 miles on the dash, and I haven't really gotten to go over this. Well, I did, but I was running into too many obstacles. Like, it was getting too hot in the car on a sunny day, so my phone was overheating, and like it would stop the recording. And so I'm kind of it's like warm in here now, but I'm kind of hoping it doesn't just like do that again. So. It's pretty cloudy out today, and it's not crazy warm. It's 70 degrees, thankfully. So pretty tame weather out here. No rain as it stands. Here you have obviously your door latch, and then your lock and unlock. You have your window controls here, and then you have mirror controls here. And then if you look on the steering wheel, you have your lane assist to keep. I keep that off just because I don't. Actually, no, that's not lane assist. That's for cruise control. If you want to set a certain distance of car lengths from the car in front of you, it'll maintain that distance, so you can set it shorter or higher. I haven't really used that yet. I don't know how it works really, or how well it works. Obviously, you set your cruise control here, and you have your lane assist, lane keep assist. That's what it's called. That's what that is called, and I keep it off. And then down here, I actually don't know what that is yet, but I haven't touched it. They add all these things in a car, and really, a car is made to drive. So yeah, not much to be said there. So you also have your modes, your drive selects here, which are actually pretty nice. I kind of don't really care much for the modes, like the track. I haven't really put it in track mode yet, but just to show you here, so you have normal, sport, track, drag strip, and slippery. Slippery is probably gonna be your friend in slippery weather, like winter days and rain. But yeah, Mustangs are a little questionable when it comes to that type of weather. So generally, if you can avoid driving in that type of weather, you're probably going to want to do that, because Mustangs tend to have a heavy front end and short wheelbase, so you kind of lose traction in the rear for that matter. But I think they updated that with the design of the S650, which is this model. But again, it is a sports car. It's a two-wheel drive. It's not a truck. It doesn't have four wheels. So if you want to avoid crashing, I wouldn't drive it like a truck. Just remember that you're in a Mustang. So not much to be said there about that. Sorry if I sound a bit monotone. I'm just kind of I'm in like a quiet neighborhood, and I get paranoid. I feel like I'm being silently judged in the car with my phone out, just recording, minding my business. And I shouldn't be like that, but I just am. So here you have your fuel gauge, and then here you have your, I think that's the transmission temp. Hey, I don't think it would be oil temp. And then you also I have the brake on right now, because you also have a drift brake down here, but it acts as a parking brake. So to take that off, you just step on the pedal, and then you push this down, and then to engage it, all you do is just pull it up. And even though I'm in sport mode, you can, and that's the gauge cluster for sport mode, you can actually change that, which I'll go over. Here I have paddle shifters, because it's the automatic, so I can change it to a quote-unquote manual. It's more of an auto manual, if you will, because you don't have a third pedal. And then over here is where you got your blinker control. I don't know why I almost forgot what that was. And then obviously for high beam, you can keep it there. It also has like auto high beam, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't mind, like the headlights by themselves are bright enough, so I don't see a need for auto high beams. I just think it's a little ridiculous, but that's just my personal thing. And then here you have your different selects. Like this is like, I think, automatic. So if you push this up one with the setting on the windshield wipers, like this setting, the one line, it auto detects how much rain is on the windshield, I think. And then if you turn it up, then it just increases the speed, like the default speed, I think. And then if you turn it down, well, then it's just gonna act like a normal wiper. But we don't need to keep that on. And then if you pull it towards you, it will, and you hold it, that enables the wiper fluid. And then if you press it down, it will, it'll just do one wipe for you. So for the gauge cluster, you have Android Auto, and this drives me nuts because, and it's not bad. I love it, and I'm not, I don't want to sound like I'm over complaining or over criticizing this. It really is an enjoyable system. Just a few things here. For some reason, you kind of have two operating systems that want to work, and it's like, it just give me one. Like I have Android Auto, I got an Android, so Android Auto should be the focal point of the operating system. So this is 5-finger death punch, right? So why does it come up here and now I got two screens that are just, they don't need to be side by side? A little ridiculous. And then sometimes I end up having to switch it so I can get to the Android Auto and change my music. I shouldn't have to go through a million buttons. Like for example, if that wasn't up, I have to click that, and I have to go to Android Auto, and then I have to go, so it just gets a little too confusing there. I've been on a 5-finger death punch streak. I listen to a lot of metal, a lot of rock in general, so don't mind me there. I got out of work this morning because I work 6 days a week. But you also have your climate controls here. I have heated and cooled seats. I don't know if that's what other packages that's with, but I have the 400A package, so I can't remember if it came with that or I don't think I selected it, so I think it just comes with it, but don't quote me on it. You have your textured carbon fiber panels. They mimic carbon. I don't think it's real carbon fiber. It's just plastic design, but it looks really nice. And that's the one thing I like, that I don't have the leather. So this is actually plastic, believe it or not, but they put stitching there anyway, so it gives it a and it's not even white stitching, it's more of like a gray. So they line the seats with that too, which I like. I never really showed you what the key fob looks like, but pretty much the same as the couple years prior. So we should probably go over what's down here. So you have your start engine, your volume controls, auto stop start, which I don't like that, but I usually drive in sport anyway, especially during the braking period. So sport mode will just automatically shut this off, whether or not this light is illuminated. It really should be illuminated if it's off, but I think sometimes it just glitches a little bit. You have your traction control. If you click and hold that, you'll turn off advanced track, and this thing will drive like a beast, but you won't have traction control. So you'll hopefully know how to drive and get yourself out of a spin, should the worst happen. And then you also have, this is like your preset button. If you have like a favorite, I gotta clip my nails, sorry for that. But anyway, that's like a preset button. So if you click that, it'll just go to your preset setting in sport mode, normal mode, whatever, and whatever you have it, everything's set to. I haven't really messed with it, so I don't know 100%. So, and then you have your windshield defog. And then, of course, last but not least, probably the most important that everyone wants, the pony button. So if you click the pony button, you get your exhaust modes, and then if you can switch the exhaust mode regardless of what mode the car is in. But if you have a specific exhaust mode selected and then you switch the mode the car is in, it'll automatically switch to that exhaust mode. So then you can switch it again if you want, because it's like right there. And then you have your track apps, so acceleration timer. I don't know what drag race lights are or how that works. Automatic. But yeah, brake performance, speed range, you have a lap timer, which is really cool. Shift indicator, shift point. I haven't tried all that yet. You also have like I said, you got the drift brake and you have line lock. So if you want to do a burning rollout, line lock is just the office term for it, I guess you could say. You could do that and it'll hold the car until it's ready to take off. So you'll be burning rubber. And then of course, these are the other gauges, the important gauges. Custom mode, that's like I said, that's for setting that star there. And then my color is how you can change, like you have interior colors here, which are off right now because it's, of course, it's daylight out and the lights aren't on. So you have primary and secondary color. This primary and secondary color, that's actually for changing the colors on the gauge cluster. And then your ambient lighting, that's where your handle and then the footwells, that's when those would light up. I actually don't know if the rear footwells light up, excuse me. If I turn on headlights, should these turn on? I turn on headlights and they're not on, interestingly. But whatever. So, and then you have a trunk release over here. You have, and then this knob is for changing your headlights. And then you also have a brightness and dimmer here for the screens. What's next? And then you have cluster. So that's your instrument cluster. You can match the drive mode, so it'll change with what mode you're in. For example, like if I change it back to normal now it'll change the gauge cluster to normal mode. Now maybe say I want to go back to sport or even track, it'll change it to that gauge cluster. Now here you also have classic. You have a calm one, which is just a simple screen, and then you have you get the classic 1967 Mustang gauge cluster if you like the classic look. Bring some nostalgia into play. This I think matches the Mustang, this color right here, the Fox body. Wow, that was loud. That was my notification. My supervisor sending the shift schedule for the work week. And then the SVT Cobra. This one also matches, but I think it looks kind of plain. I don't really like that. I actually think I like the sport and the normal gauge clusters the best. Probably normal. It's like a modern gauge cluster to me. But I prefer to match. I actually want to switch to match drive mode because I drive in sport anyway. And I think this just looks really clean here. Very futuristic look. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything on the interior, other than you got the glove box down here, and then you have your window control for the passenger and the lock and unlock, your vent. Up here you got mirror that dims. Here you have your 2 lights for when you open the door. I like to keep it off pretty much all the time because I wake up super early in the morning and it's just too bright for me when I open the door. And then sunglasses can go there. Yeah, I was gonna see, it's too small to fit like snowboard goggles or anything like that. I'd like to do that. Oh, and then I got the 9 speaker. So I don't know if that has a speaker in it, but they put that there both, regardless if you get the B and O or just stick with the 9 speaker. And then if you open this up, I'm probably never going to really use this mirror. And there were people complaining. Yeah, and I understand. I would complain too. Like, why is this looks like an early 2000s light. But I'm not going to be doing makeup in the car anyway. And I honestly don't mind being single. So, and even if I wasn't, I really don't think she, whatever, would complain that the light is like that. Anyway, and I like the look of this diamond shape here way better than the circle that they had going on, which I know might sound a little distasteful to S550 owners, but that's just personal preference. Those cars don't look bad, don't get me wrong. They don't look bad, but I really do like the interior of the new Mustang. This looks bulky to me though. That's the only thing. I don't know why the horn looks bulky like that. Or I say the horn, but the button to press the horn. Obviously, there's an airbag here too, so maybe they need to make room for that. But it just looks a little bulky. So that's something that I take into account. And I think that's everything. I also don't have metal, like aluminum. Do I have metal? No, they're rubber. Well, they're rubber plates and plastic plates for both the gas pedal and actually the brake is metal. The brake is metal and it's got a rubber plate. Unless you get the 401A, which gives you the full metal plate, which feels a bit more premium. That's the only thing I wish that this car had was that and blinker mirrors, but not really a big deal. And then in the back, if I were to pull the tabs, that is where you could extend the trunk space, or not really extend it, but you can store bigger stuff by pulling that down and put them in through the trunk. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry I'm a little monotone today. I haven't really prepared for this video. It's just kind of a quick thing to get it out there so I can keep making content. I don't do YouTube full-time, but I really do enjoy seeing people engage with the videos and seeing what they have to say. And even if I get negative feedback, well, hey, there's always bound to be criticism. It's part of life, so it is what it is. And if it goes well, I would like to do more videos with me actually driving the Mustang. And I have to get the equipment to record stuff like that. It's a lot better to record it and then with a nicer camera than just using the dash cam. I think the dash cam's boring. So you can actually see what speed I'm going, what I'm shifting if I have it in auto manual, which you can also shift during driving too. So you don't have to be stopped to switch it from drive to manual or manual to drive, just so you know. And I know there's more to the car, but to keep it short, simple, and sweet, I'm going to end it here. So, peace.